Hello, Bl'Artagnan here, bringing you Walled Forest Path, the Act 3, Chapter 3, Part 2, Lufenia. That's kind of a mouthful. Going forward, I'm just going to call it the Whale Lufenia. Got these terrible zombie whales, they're kind of ugly. Ugh. So, we're bringing a team here of Golbez, Edward, and Iroha. I wasn't planning on pulling for Iroha originally, but came around on her and ended up lucking into her LD in less than 100 tickets, so I'm pretty happy about that. I wanted to see how she played with Golbez because, truthfully, that synergy right there is a big part of why I pulled for her in the first place. So you can see there, dealing some solid damage. A little over 300k with that. Got some thunder going on in the background. I don't know if you can hear that, but hopefully it won't be too distracting. Oh yeah, and as always, as we kick things off, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Meany though it is, it helps me out quite a bit. I just hit 200 subscribers. Like, what the hell? I didn't even, I blinked and, goddamn. So thank you guys. Thank you for all the support. I do really appreciate it. I'll try to come up with something special to do for that, but it honestly caught me off guard, so I didn't really have anything prepared. Anywho, so Iroha here is, kind of, obviously the stage is kind of designed for her in a way because the orb is you have to have everyone in the party over 15,000 brave at the end of every turn, otherwise the orb goes down. There are a lot of characters who can kind of make this work. Bart's, Kryl can do it in certain circumstances. Aerith is very popular. Edward also is capable of pulling this sort of thing off with his hide in return, which I think batteries him afterwards. So here I was trying to maintain the break order, and what I didn't realize at the time, because I was just getting used to using her, is that her EX is single target. It has splash, but it only hits one guy, which is kind of perfect in terms of keeping that brave order in check. The way these guys work generally is they regen at the end of every turn, and if you don't break them, their attacks get more and more powerful. As luck would have it, though, Golbez is incredibly good at shaving, so that's not really going to be a problem, even though they start throwing up these beefier and beefier shields as the fight progresses. So far, can't really comment too much. The thing about Iroha, and this is what I was kind of worried about, is that her discount mechanic doesn't really, you don't really feel it, it just kind of happens, and it's kind of subtle. But I can only assume she contributed, because this fight ended up being a bit of a stomp. Golbez doing about 300k a hit. It's, again, as I've said before, not Tifa damage, but it feels real good. A little bit nervous about that shield, not being able to shave that shield, so I decided to Lullaby in this turn. So just kind of ignore them there. Probably wouldn't have mattered, but why not? Also refreshes Edward's LD buff. Pretty happy with Edward's upgrades as well, He's been playing more of a role than I was worried he was just going to kind of get benched after he got his boards, but I've been enjoying that. Just that, that utility plus auras thing, Because that's the thing with Iroha that all us theory crafters have kind of noticed is she's kind of in this weird place where she's like, I'm using the call there partially to stack the call and partially because I wanted to keep the break order and knew any AoE attack was going to break B first because he had less brave. Anyway, so yeah, the thing with Iroha is that she does some damage and she has some auras, but neither are outstanding, ignoring synergy bonus here. And so you need someone like, for instance, in this case, I brought Edward to make up for the lack of auras and Golbez to make up for the lack of dedicated damage. Lack of. So I'll probably keep playing with these two together and see how it goes in a few more fights. But I think judging a character based on one fight probably isn't the way to go. There's a big thunder there. Getting stormy up here. Nice beefy hit there. So again, you know, this hasn't really been too challenging a fight just because I think the mechanics are pretty tame compared to a lot of what we've been seeing, so there's kind of an adjustment now of getting used to fights not being utter cancer and having to like bring very specific units. So I'll probably have some fun playing around with this one. Go ahead and bring in Garland, and this is the point at which I realized these guys are melee resistant, and I had no enchanters, no way around that. Just kind of have a Garland friend. And I'm aware that they frame their turns once they go below 50. My thinking here was I wanted a powerful BT effect to stack with Golbez's BT effect. I probably could have gone with Bart's, but I didn't want the ramp up time. So instead I went with Garland, who they just kind of resist. Going ahead and gonna see if we can't push them both under 50% with this. We cannot. Also, Garland does not refund enough, even with Iroha, to offset the orb, so that's a bit of a goof. Anyway, who needs Garland to bring damage? We have Golbez for that. So they throw up another beefy shield here, an even beefier one than last time. First it was 100k, now it's 200k. So we're actually going to be sacrificing a good bit of HP damage during this burst phase in order to just kind of ignore those shields. Kind of shred them, because Golbez has fantastic shaving. And since he doesn't refund based on... he doesn't have like an HP damage based refund, I don't really care too much that damage is falling off. You know, 1.6 million isn't a very exciting Golbez BT phase, but like, you know, it's not that huge a deal here. The fact that we also shaved off those shields counts for a lot. Now, let's go ahead and enter the summon phase. It's kind of time to nuke these guys down. Normally with Iroha, you want to use her free skill from her LB on her AA, since it charges her EX, and that's where her big damage comes from. But I didn't want to waste a summon turn there, so I just used it on the skill 2. Her job is mostly just to stand there and let Golbez go crazy anyway, so who cares. Wow. Huh. Garland hitting good damage, even though... Oh, right. That's amazing. I didn't even think about that. I brought Diablos to use Rude Call earlier and boost Golbez's weakness damage. I didn't even think about that, but that combined with the Golbez Imperil, that was actually... Huh. I honestly didn't even notice that until just now. I like this game sometimes. Finally using that recast. Now let's go ahead and use that EX. Very pretty animations. I know everyone's talking about that, but it does look nice. Just gonna keep chucking snakes at him. We're at that part of the fight where it's so late and Golbez has so many LD uses that he can just start going crazy with that. And between Golbez's damage and Edward's Lullaby, I don't think we're going to be seeing a whole lot more of these whales. Oh, this is perfect. Use the AA there to unbreak them. Re-break them just in time for Edward to put them back to sleep. There we go. With that, we're ready to close this out. That's one. And let's let Iroha get the last hit. Enjoyed using her. She was okay. I mean, synergy event, so I'll have to try her outside of synergy next few fights to see how she fields, but cool stuff. Golbez is super fun to use as always. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. I still need to farm better Iroha arts, I know that much. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Adios.